Hey everyone, Julian here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sound like Juice WRLD and Ableton. This is what we're going to end up with.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
So, there's not too many things to remember, but there's a few kind of key elements. And before I get started, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Kaelan who did these vocals for me. As you guys know, I'm not much of a singer, so I just got him to record this line for me. And yeah, check him out. All his social media is in the description. Give him a follow. So, here's the dry vocal we're working with, and there's something I want to point out.
I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
So if you hear this, this isn't the best performance pitch-wise.
It's to the point where I love and
You can hear on like some of those notes, like this one, it kind of like jumps in between notes really quickly, or in kind of a weird way, and that is actually fine. With Juice WRLD sound, I hear a lot of mistakes, but the mistakes kind of give it character and give it that sort of sound. So you kind of just want to work with those, and you know, when you put auto-tune on and stuff, those do get corrected, but you can still hear them. And again, it's fine. That's the vibe you want. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put auto-tune on here. I'm going to switch it to F sharp minor. That's just the key this is in. You would just switch it to whatever key your song is in. And I'm going to put the pitch amount, the amplitude amount, and the formant amount up all the way, so it's just completely affected and you're not hearing any of the dry signal in there. The next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this while I'm listening to it so you can hear what it is I'm going to turn this retune speed up so you can kind of hear what's going on.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. It's to the point where I love and
So you can especially hear it on that one note that I pointed out earlier. When you turn the retune speed up, it's just turning up how fast it switches between notes. And it's kind of like an auto-tune amount, because like when you have it really low, it sounds more human.
It's to the point where I love
and like less perfect. But when you just turn it up all the way, basically, which I had it at like 1, I think.
It's to the point where I love
it's like really shooting between those notes. And for this sound, you kind of want it up high because it's very auto-tuned and it's just very heavily affected. So yeah, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a compressor on there, and I'm just going to turn the threshold down a bit.
It's to the point where I love and
maybe to like there. You don't want to super compress your vocals, but I do hear a lot of compression in Juice WRLD's vocals because I think like they're very flat dynamically at times, and really the best way to achieve that is with a compressor. And you can see in this waveform too, there's kind of a lot of jumps between dynamics, so I want to clean that up a little bit with this compressor. So I'm going to turn the ratio up a little bit just to give it a bit more compression. I'm going to turn the attack down a bit so it hits sooner, and then I'm going to turn the release up a little bit so it kind of lasts a little bit longer. And I don't want a super low threshold. If you turn the threshold down too low,
it's to the point where I love it.
That's a little bit too compressed. But if you just keep it around there,
it's to the point where I love it.
It'll just help to reduce some of those kind of peaks like there and there and there, and just keep it all a little bit flatter. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a simple delay. You can really use any delay, but I'm just using simple delay because I just want a simple mono delay. I'm going to turn it on link mode, so it's just a mono delay like I was saying, and we're going to keep it on quarter notes. I'm going to turn the dry wet down a little bit and turn the feedback up a bunch, and you can kind of play around with this.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
But the delay is very important for Juice WRLD's sound. If you listen to like Lucid Dreams and All Girls Are the Same, you can really hear it. It's very pronounced in there, and I think it's important for giving it the kind of like flow and cadence that it has over the beat, is just having this simple quarter note delay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a reverb, and we're going to do a similar thing. I'm going to turn the dry wet down and turn the decay time up.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so
this is kind of the same ththing here. I hear a lot of reverb on Juice WRLD's vocals, and I think it really helps to give it that like space as well. Like something about Juice WRLD's music is like it's very spacey and very like out there, so to speak. And the reverb and delay really help to give it that kind of spacey vibe. So, I really just like to use like a high decay time with a low dry wet, so it's not overtaking the sound. Like if I turn up the dry wet, it kind of becomes too much reverb. But if you keep it down, it kind of mimics like if you had a return track with a reverb on it and you were just sending it a little bit. But this way, it's just a little bit easier to work with. But yeah, and then with the high decay time, you know, that's just kind of to taste. But I do hear a lot of those like long decaying reverbs in Juice WRLD's music.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. It's to the point where I love and I hate.
And as far as the delay feedback and the decay time go, really the guide I like to follow is just don't let like the words go on for too long. So like you don't want like these words to still be going with the delay over here. You want them to, you know, you want a little bit of delay here, and then by the time it gets over to here, you want the delay to have ended.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot change you, so I must replace you.
So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really just about the auto-tune, and then, like I said, the spacey effects, and then I gave it a little bit of compression because that can help with this style. Not a whole lot else, really. His vocals are pretty simple. If you want, you know, like, you could double them up, and you could do, like, something like this, like, move this one over slightly, and maybe pan it a little bit.
It's to the point where I love and I hate you and I cannot.
You know, you could do stuff like that. But yeah, this is really the main kind of thing here. It's just this reverb and delay, and then the auto tune, and you should be there. It's really not too hard. It's very simple processing. It's just very effective. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and maybe even share the video if it really helped you out. Check out Kaelan in the description. All of his socials are down there. Check out my socials as well, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another tutorial.